Welcome back, Pokemon trainers, and so I have soloed a Machamp using only 3 Pokemon. Yes, 2 of them were doubles, 2 Mewtwo's, but nonetheless, I still did it. First Pokemon is Mewtwo, then Dragonite, then another Mewtwo. So the first Mewtwo has Confusion and Psychic, Dragonite has Dragon Tail and Outrage, which I meant to use my other Dragonite with Dragon Breath, Hurricane. Then the second Mewtwo has Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball. So the goal here is to try to solo all these level 3s other than Vaporeon or other than Flareon and Jolteon with just 3 Pokemon. And something to keep in mind if you're going to try to do this challenge, I guess you can call it, is don't worry about trying to be the fastest. You need to dodge. That is key. You have to dodge. Otherwise, you're just going to get, your Pokemon are going to get wrecked no matter what, even if it's a Mewtwo. You still are going to take quite a bit of damage with close combat. So the first one here does have close combat. The second one has Dynamic Punch, and unfortunately I was not able to do it. I probably could have if I backed out and tried again, but the thing is, the timer on the next Machamp was almost out, and I didn't want to risk backing out and then having the raid just be gone. Okay, so as you can see, I'm dodging. I don't dodge everyone, because it's good to take a hit here and there. It charges your charge attack quicker so you can get more damage out. So you have to have some experience. You have to know how many hits you're able to take and survive and dodge to get off a little bit more charge attacks, and it's basically that. So I was like, are you serious? I picked this Dragonite. I wanted my Dragon Breath Hurricane, but I just went with it. It still does good damage, and I obviously was able to do it. So yes, the next Machamp, I had to use 3, so I could have backed out like I said, but I did that at a sponsored raid at Starbucks the other day. There was a Weezing, and I was gonna do the Power of, and I picked Gengar's, and then it wasn't doing much damage. I was like, let me back out. I backed out just like a fool, not thinking, and it was gone. Yeah, so not only did I waste a raid pass, but I missed a chance to put my name in the drawing and put it in the hat to get another EX pass. But then again, the EX pass beta is over, I do believe. Coming from Japan, Pokemon Japan, they said something about the EX passes are over. So the betas, okay? So what's next? I have a feeling that they're going to start distributing them on a mass scale. Hopefully, we'll see. So other people can have a chance. Maybe we can start to see Mew, Celeb, Ho-Oh, things of that nature, because we do have that Pokemon movie coming around the corner here, which I have my tickets. Yeah, me and my son are gonna go, and that should be pretty fun. And maybe they will release Ho-Oh around then, possibly Mew as well. So we'll just have to see. But you never know with Niantic how long they're going to take to distribute all that stuff. So hopefully they can get a chance, because it's starting to seem a little bit sad, you know. All of us people, well, the few of us who have a Mewtwo, and then they're over there with no Mewtwo yet. I understand it should be rare, and this is what I've been talking about for a long time. Finally, they're making the legendaries not, you know, so abundant, which they need to do for every legendary, personally. All right. Okay, so we're going to catch this Machamp here. This is my 7-day streak catch on that. Excellent, very nice. Let's check out the experience on that. And then the Stardust. Oh, looking good. All I needed was the first throw. Didn't catch on the first throw, but that's a lot of Stardust. 3,500, not bad. All right, so we're coming up on the second Machamp. So I challenge you guys. I challenged you yesterday to see if you can take out a Vaporeon with 6 unique Pokemon. Now I challenge you to take out a Vaporeon with, I did this yesterday with only 3 Pokemon. Now try a Machamp with only 3. Yes, I have the Mewtwo's, but if you have a Mewtwo, you know, give it a shot. See if you can do it. I threw in Lugia because it can take massive hits. The damage output is not so high, but it was doing good. I decided to put him in there because it had Dynamic Punch, which is a double charge for a lot of damage, even if it's a Psychic type that's resisting it, and a Flying type, so 2 times resistant, yet still taking decent damage. But yeah, that's why Lugia's just got all that defense. I threw him in there. It worked out perfectly. So yes, it was done with legendaries, but nonetheless, it was still done. Alright, that's what they're here for. They're finally becoming more useful, because seeing that gym battles are so watered down and easy, now I'm happy that I'm making use of all this Stardust that I spent and the legendaries that I've caught. Alright, so here we go into the next Machamp raid. So this is fun. To be honest with you, I think that Machamp, not only just Machamp, almost all level 3 raids are basically the only challenge in the game at this point. Somebody could say, well, the legendaries are challenging, or level 4s are challenging. Yeah, they're challenging, but you can't do those by yourself. Alright, I'm talking about somebody or people who want to just go out and play by themselves, like back in the day. Level 10 gyms, depending on what was in them, most of the time they were pretty challenging, considering there was 4 Blissey and, you know, however many Snorlax, and then Dragonites or Lapras. So that was the challenge back in the day, and you could have used a bunch of OP Pokemon, you know, to just take it out, or not OP, but just stronger Pokemon, and it wouldn't be so difficult. But it was just so fun back in the day to battle those level 10s, you know what I mean? And I wish I could do that again with these legendaries, to challenge myself to see what they're truly capable of, how many Pokemon they can run through with maxed CP that doesn't diminish. So here we go, in with Theris, my Lugia. Yeah, and he is a beautiful thing, taking hits after hits after hits and dishing out small increments of damage, but it still was a help. If I would have put Alakazam in here, or Espeon, they would have just gotten wrecked. Damage output, very good with those 2 Pokemon, but the defense, not so much. Another story with Lugia here. Also with Dragonite is also a highly recommended Dragon Tail Hurricane or Dragon Breath Hurricane. I mean, you saw me do it with Dragon Tail Outrage too. So, but Hurricane is recommended, super effective. Yes, 1 charge takes a little longer to charge it up, but take a few hits and you'll see it go up quick, and you'll still be able to fight because you're resisting fighting type. Now, if it's Heavy Slam, yeah, you know, it's still not going to be doing so much damage. You should be able to take about 3 or 4 with the Dragonite. As for Mewtwo, you know what it is. It's a Mewtwo. It should be performing this way. And yes, I have Shadow Ball. I didn't want to use about, you know, 5 charge TMs to find Psychic finally. So I want to stick with Shadow Ball. It's still putting out some good damage here. If I would have dodged 2 more close combats, or dynamic punches, sorry, I would have been able to do this with 3 Pokemon again. But like I said, I didn't want to back out, because that other Machamp, I backed out about 3 times because I didn't dodge correctly. And that's just the way it is. Alright, so we take it down, and like I said, take note, yes, the time is almost up, but this is not a time rush thing. You have to dodge and, you know, almost kind of take your time. As long as you can do it with 3 Pokemon, then that's a beautiful thing. Alright, so don't worry if you're like, oh, I had only 4 seconds left, I must be not that good. No, don't even think about that. If you can do it with 3 or 4 Pokemon, then you're looking good. You're pretty good at this, at the raid battles, okay? So I know, there's different things. If you want to pick like 4 Alakazams and 4 Espeons, or should I say 3 Alakazams, 3 Espeons, or whatever your combination is going to be, you know, by all means, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just trying out something different now. Yes, they were not all unique, but I just wanted to test these Mewtwo's out on Machamps because it's been so hard for me to find Machamps for some reason. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go into the Pokemon app here and take a look at the Pokemon that I used just a little bit closer so you have a better idea of what I was working with here. Okay, so this is the first Mewtwo I used. I still need to heal them up. I beat those raids, grabbed some coffee on the way home, and now I'm here doing the editing. Alright, so we have Confusion and Psychic. Beautiful moveset. Not going to change this. I'm so torn between I really want to Focus Blast Mewtwo, but I don't want to change my Shadow Ball or Psychic one because I like these sets a lot. Depending on what the raid bosses are in the future is going to determine what charge attacks I'm going to switch or whatnot. Second one has Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball. Psycho Cut is extremely nice for charging your charge attack, and Shadow Ball has 2 charges. It charges up extremely fast with Psycho Cut. So there you go. There's that. Compared to this, I think this one's going to do almost a little bit more damage because that Confusion does hit heavy. Okay? Yes, Psychic is only 1 big charge bar. It takes you a little bit longer to get it up there, but at the same time, when he does, you get Stab, and it's just doing massive damage. And against a Machamp, super effective. Shadow Ball, it's not super effective, it's just neutral, but it still does heavy damage. Okay? Here's the Tatsuya, my Dragonite that I use, Dragon Tail and Outrage. Okay? And this is a prize of mine. I have a 100 that I still need to power up, but I am not going to do that at the moment. We'll wait on that because we have some more Dragon types coming down the road. Alright, so here's my Knight that I would personally recommend, Dragon Breath and Hurricane. Alright, and yeah, and then we look at the Theris, the Lugia, Extrasensory, and Future Sight. You can also go with Extrasensory and Sky Attack. That's what I had before. I switched it up to test it out on a Gengar, and I'm just going to stick with it for now because you know how it goes. Those charge TMs are just so rare now, and I don't want to waste any right now because I don't want to go back and forth, Hydro Pump, then this, and then that, and then not getting the one I want. And then also let's take a look at the Alakazam because he did put in a bit of work at the end there with Confusion and Future Sight. Good old Alakazam, one of my favorites. So happy I powered these up despite them not being high 90s. I think is Merlin, simply amazing, HP, defense. Yeah, nothing's a wow. Alright, so I did this back in the day before I knew better, but it doesn't really matter because it still puts in work almost as if it's, I'm not going to say 100%, but compared to a 100 or a 98% to this one, and it's going to be very minuscule on the difference of how much damage you can take and how much damage you're giving out. Okay, so hopefully I'm not talking too fast for you guys. Alright, so that about wraps it up, and I am not too sure what's coming in the future. They haven't really announced too much. They said the Halloween event is coming, but we don't know what we're going to get. What do I think we're going to get? Well, I did make a video with my predictions, but then again, that can also just be like a fun video, because if we were to get all those Gen 3 Ghosts and Dark types, woo, can you imagine? This game's going to be so, like, so good. Alright, let's just say that. And if we were to even get new raid bosses with Halloween theme style Pokemon, this game is going to be doing very well. People are going to be hopping back in. So hopefully Niantic has something up their sleeve. Niantic, please, if you're watching, please give us something new and fresh. We are very much needing something new. Alright, these legendary beasts are good and all, but I mean, I want some new features. I just want a hat on my avatar, like an Ash hat, at least. Alright, anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. I'll be catching you soon, and I hope you have a good coming week. Take care.